Busy people and lots of yellies, Worcester hipsters and fed up townies. We have more than pizza in common, with two rocks for bookends. New Haven, New Haven, New Haven, between two rocks.
Welcome back to the Between Two Rocks podcast. This is episode 17. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are back after a little break. And I want to welcome back my co-host, Colin Ryan.
Hello, good to be here again, Josh.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
And I just want to say congratulations.
Thanks, what for?
I heard you have a new child.
Right,
You
the
made
baby.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that going so far?
It's going great.
Yeah?
I'm liking it.
Henry?
He's a great kid.
Great kid.
Yep.
I mean, we don't know that yet.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
He has all the outward signs of
Blank slate.
being a kid. I don't know.
How do you measure the morality of such a new life?
That's true. He could have the evil gene. I don't know.
Exactly.
We
Could be a
haven't
great
found out yet.
conqueror. Who
That's
knows?
what I'm hoping for. That's why we named him Henry. Just be ruthless.
Henry the Sixth.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or however many, whatever they're up to now.
Yeah.
Nice. So do you know where your child is right now?
I assume at home. Man, I hope he's at home. I hope someone's watching him.
All right, you passed the first test. That's really the only test.
Yeah.
Anybody can have a kid. It's really not that
No, it's not
restrictive.
that hard. Yeah. You got a crib. It's like a little prison. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Baby monitors these days.
Nice. All right, I think that's enough about your personal life.
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable already, so let's move
Perfect. All right, I just felt it should be mentioned that you have a child now. So
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting.
on. No, I like that. That was his first shout out on air.
Nice. Yeah. Well, no, I think I heard him on Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Fresh Air yesterday.
That's right. Pretty sure he hosted Stereo Lab. Anyway, yeah, that joke's got no legs. All right. So our guest today, I'm very excited to have her. She is the city producer for the 48-Hour Film Project. Thank you so much for being here, Trish Clark.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited that you came in. You came in on short notice. You're a hero to us.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a hero?
I like to be people's heroes.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you keep your schedule free for us, or are you just like...
Well, we just started talking about it like 2 days ago.
Yep, yeah.
And then you're like, how about tomorrow? And I'm
How's
like,
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am actually free.
perfect. Nice.
So-
Are you usually not? Was I very lucky?
Well, I mean, Wednesdays, my child is not at home. So
Okay. Oh, you also
I
have a child. Wow, you outnumber
Yes,
me.
but I do know where she is, and she's 16, so she can take care of herself.
Whoa, throwing shade.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you
You're
know if
real
your child
special.
is evil yet, or?
Oh, every child has some evil in them. And I am okay with that.
Nice. She's the appropriate amount of evil to survive the world.
Yes,
Nice.
Yeah, you got to be a little ruthless.
that's right.
Certainly
Sarcasm
New
goes a
Haven.
long way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you all live in New Haven?
We do live in New Haven. yeah.
Okay. Whereabouts?
Over in the Cove area.
Okay. Can I get an address or like no?
What are the coordinates?
I am very close to the airport.
Oh, okay. So do you protest the expansion of the runway? in your
No,
free
I
time?
am actually 100% for it.
You're pro.
I am
Wow.
pro airport.
Nice. Why are you pro? You think it'll be good for business or what?
Yeah, I am
You just don't
a-okay
like Sean
with
O'Brien?
I am a-okay with walking out of my door with my suitcase and walking down the street and getting on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me. I've done it.
That is
Yeah.
pretty
And
cool.
I know for the neighborhood, if you live there, they help, give some help to the house. So new windows, new roof.
Okay. I could use some of that.
I would enjoy that.
Sure.
Do they give you money?
Well, it's for soundproofing, so they'll. I don't know
Yeah.
if they. I don't know if
Oh,
they
really?
give
I
you the
wasn't
money
aware
or
of
do
that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, they've done it for like kind of a 5 block or whatever, a certain radius. And so if they and I was like a block away. So if
Yeah.
they expand, I'm assuming I will be in that new, bigger demographic
Wow.
area.
So
It'd be
people are actually
great.
getting
That's what I'm
paid over
hoping.
there. What are they complaining about?
It'd be great if somebody showed up from the airport and it's like, here's your new earmuffs.
Yeah, well, I want it to be
You're
a
in-
little bit more effective
You're
than
the
that.
earmuff radius.
It tapers off as you get
Yeah.
farther away.
That's right.
Do you have the earbuds, ma'am? Is it-
That's right. These are the ones that come with the iPhone, not the AirPods. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so you are the city producer for the 48-hour film project. Mm-hmm. Registrations are now open.
Yes, they've been open for a week and 1 day, to be exact.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to be true by the time everybody listens, but that's great. It's
That's
good
true.
to start with a lie.
Well, yeah. So we opened up on the 7th, and it's early bird registration, so it's the cheapest price to enter right now, and it's
Get
that
in now.
till I think July 15th or something like that.
Okay.
That it's the earliest.
So most of the time
lowest
is
price.
early, yeah.
Yeah, I have that for the
So I'd
longest
say put
amount of
that
time.
off for a couple weeks at least,
Yeah,
a month.
wait until
really.
the last minute and then wait until the deadline passes. That's what I like to do.
Absolutely. It's comfortable. Can you explain to those of us who do not know what the 48-hour film project is?
Yes, I can explain that.
That's great. If you couldn't, it would be extremely alarming.
That
I'd
would
like,
be
hey,
awkward.
Yeah.
That would be awkward. So the 48-hour film project is the longest running time film competition in the world. And it's in about
Longest running time competition?
Timed
film
Timed
competition.
film. Okay, go on.
So it's in about 130 cities worldwide right now. It's close to 20 years old. It started in D.C. with some people just wanting to do something fun over the weekend, and then they made it
Couldn't
into
think
this.
of anything, so they made a movie.
They made a movie, and so they expanded out into different cities. So teams of filmmakers sign up, and they have to make a short film, and so that means 4 to 7 minutes.
Yep.
And that's in our, time frame, and they have to do it in 48 hours over the weekend, hence the name.
Okay.
And so on the Friday night of the filming weekend, the teams all come to the kickoff. And so they get assigned a specific character, prop, and line of dialogue. And they pick the film genre out of the hat. Mm-hmm. Or however I decide to do it that year.
Oh, you actually have leeway to decide?
Yeah, one year I did genre bingo, which
Okay.
was super fun, but a lot of work on my part.
So you get a lot of, choice. You can just do it however you want, or?
Pretty much the city producer has a lot of leeway to
Okay.
run it as they see fit.
Yeah.
But we are still doing it within the rules of the whole competition.
Okay.
So,
It's nothing too sexy. I get it.
but so each team, the unique thing that they have to do is the genre. They pick it out of the hat or whatever, and so they get 2 genres and they have to do one of those.
Right.
And the character, prop, and line of dialogue has to be in the film.
Right. So you can't make it ahead of time.
You can't
Basically,
make
is how you.
That's exactly why they do it. So you can't do it ahead of time.
You never
have to
know.
have those
Does
things.
anybody ever made a film where it was so clearly not, and then they just shoehorned the prop in somehow?
Oh yeah, people try. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Nice.
Actually, one of my favorite films was I ran Philly for a year too because I'm crazy and I decided to run 2 cities 4 hours apart from each other. What was my point about the Philly team?
Them jamming the prop in at the last second, or?
Oh yeah, but this team rather than doing the whole film, they just open up the film and they just shouted out the name of the character, and it's always I'm Trish Clark, I'm a producer,
and then it cuts away to the actual film.
Yeah, so they
Get it
shouted
out
out through the prop down and did it, and then they're like, "Can I swear?"
Yeah.
It was like, "We're gonna make a fucking movie," and then just did it. I was like, "That was brilliant."
Yeah.
I thought that was the best way
So
to
that was
start
okay.
48. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
But the thing is, no one else was gonna do that.
Yeah.
So once it was done,
you
it was
get
done.
One. Yeah.
And so then they just made the movie they want, in the genre they want.
Yeah.
But-
Well, fair enough. I mean, 48 hours is still pretty impressive. I've done it once or twice. It is really hectic.
I can't believe Trish just swore on the podcast. I can't think of anything else.
I asked first.
Wow, being a father has really changed you in so
It's
many ways.
vulgar.
Yeah, it's a nice thing about the internet, FCC isn't welcome here.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, you can have that
This is a
magical
sanctuary
beep. It's not
studio.
like it's live. You can beep that out later.
So are the other cities part of the competition, or is it self-contained within? New
Well,
Haven?
so each city does their own competition, and then all the city winners will compete against each other at Filmapalooza, which is
Not a very good name. Go on.
it's totally not, but that's what they came up with, and they call it Filma for short, which most people don't like even less. But
Filma.
Filma, yeah.
Annoys me less, at least.
Yeah, but so all the city winners go and compete against each other there, and so then they're up for all the awards again.
Okay.
And it's in different places. Like this past year, which was just actually in March. It was in Orlando. And the year before that, I was in Paris. So it's in different places. And actually next year it's going to be in Rotterdam. And you were talking about Netherlands.
Has it ever been in New Haven?
No.
Have we ever put our name in the ring?
I have softly put my name in the ring, but it's,
That's how you this isn't it. Just whisper it.
This is not a big draw for the international cities, so to speak. But the thing is, it's like,
the folks at Rotterdam are not impressed with New Haven.
Yeah, that's what I'm pitching them. Paris or New Haven.
But also, we'd have to have like a theater at our disposal, basically, and
the one theater probably has other things going on.
The one theater that we have is a national conglomerate that is probably not as giving to do something like that.
Really?
That would
friendly.
That would
not that national, right? Criterion, are they?
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, I have screened there before, and you don't talk to people there. You talk to the headquarters.
Gotcha.
And so this would be screening like, about 150 films. So this would be like all day screen. So that's a big rental to ask of a theater.
Yeah, gotcha.
So and then that's kind of like its own little film festival. So then they have like panels and discussions. And
now those are still the movies that were in the cities, right? You don't make a new movie.
Correct. It's the exact same film that won that city.
Okay. Cool.
And so and then from there they still get best actor, best film, all editing and the Gambit goes there as well. And then from there 12 to 15 films go on to screen it to Cannes.
Okay.
And so the New Haven winner has gone on to screen at Cannes twice.
Oh wow,
nice!
The Cannes Film Festival, that's a big deal.
So wait, the winner of the global festival, Filmapalooza,
yes,
they go to Cannes.
Filma,
they absolutely go. Yeah,
okay. Filma,
yeah. So like
short.
all the winners, not all the winners, but like 12 to 15, but definitely the overall winner is going to Cannes.
Gotcha. So has New Haven ever won the Filmapalooza?
We have not won Filmapalooza. No. That is quite frankly usually an international city.
Really?
Well, I don't know if you know this. The U.S. not as kind to the arts as the international cities are.
So are we not as good, you're saying, as a result?
It's not that we're not as good. System? We don't get support. Yeah. So this is like, these are the teams are doing everything themselves. So we could get, a high school student that's doing it a lot on his phone up to, people who do it professionally. But like when I've seen stuff from some of the international cities and it's like, they're clearly the government is paying for them. They have all professional equipment.
St. Petersburg team, they're all on steroids.
It's lovely and fantastic. Well, and it's funny, one year I went to Filma when it was in New Orleans, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, my actor, he's up for Best Actor. Like, this is great." And he was like, "He's our equivalent of Brad Pitt." I was like, "Oh, that's not hard to beat." What versus Joe Schmo down here down the street. So.
Yeah,
Schmo killed it though, man.
Schmo was great.
That's
why I watched.
Role of a lifetime.
They have had Martin Freeman was in a 48 that won everything.
Okay.
1 year. That was in like 2010.
Yeah.
I think.
I bet it won
Not
everything.
in New Haven.
He was a mime though, so you never actually saw his face.
Huh.
But clearly he was somebody's friend. Like that was over in London,
Yeah. Not in New Haven. So how often do out of town teams win? Like, do New Haven teams ever win New Haven?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw that question. I was like, where did you get that?
Well, no, because I know when I participated, I went to the screening and I was like, holy shit. Some of these like production companies are like
And what year did you participate in?
I don't know.
And
I don't know what ago.
I don't know what team, but I'm gonna guess everyone leaves New Haven.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a good. Wow, you're so good at this. Yeah,
it's what I do.
Yeah, I was part of that team, and we had a film about some like huckster, like what was it? It was like a candy cane was the prop, and we killed somebody with it.
Lollipop was the prop.
Lollipop. We killed somebody with lollipop. That was.
And you were filming at the Little Theater a lot.
Yep.
I know the film.
Yeah. So
how was it?
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, for who we were, it was good, right? I mean,
for who we were.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
like,
there's,
it's not,
there's a wide range, is what you.
But there were some very serious, like,
yeah.
screening. I was like, holy shit, these are like serious short films. Like, these people make films. Like, this is what they do. So, like, like, what percentage is like Because, I mean, if you live in New York and you're a production company, it's pretty easy to come over here and compete,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, you just have to have one team representative at kickoff and drop off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't have to film here.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do, because I love New Haven, I always have a special prize that says like best iconic shot or
Right,
whatever
best
of New
use
Haven.
of New Haven.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I always put that in. And sometimes Baobab has been the sponsor of that, and
Nice.
I have different sponsors that do
Mm-hmm.
that. But this is year 9 for the 48 being in New Haven, and so we have had a lot of teams. I do get people from Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey. I've had Philly,
New Jersey.
Vermont.
They're a
Yeah,
lot. All
they're a
right.
lot, yeah. Anyone who signs up can do it, and
So you need
know,
no connections to New Haven at all.
You don't. It just has to be
okay.
like the
Just
right
physically
weekend
be
and
here for
yeah.
one
For
moment.
that
For-
one moment in time.
And
to
one
drop
moment to
your
hand it
tape.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, 2 moments. One to pick up the prop stuff, and then
Yeah.
Get your prize.
yeah.
get
Yeah, you do have to. It would be nice to come back for the screenings.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't. We have had the first year. We had a Connecticut winner, and since then, I don't think we've had another Connecticut winner. We've had people
Okay.
come in second.
Wow.
But that's not to say that's when I say winner. I go by where the team leader lives, or where he or she started. They could have people from, and they probably do have people from Connecticut if they're doing it here. So yeah, we have, but that.
So what I'm hearing is
except
don't
for-
bother entering.
No,
It's
not at
even
all. I mean,
winnable.
except for last year was the first year that we had more Connecticut teams.
Okay.
So I think like it was like we had less teams
Yeah.
from Connecticut, and I don't know how or why that is.
Yeah.
But I mean, now because I've done it for so many years, people from other cities know me and like me rather
Yeah.
than how it's run in their city.
Okay. Wow.
So I mean, I guess I'm good at what I do.
Wow, you're a big
but,
deal.
you
So
know?
that's really okay. Whew.
So, but I mean, sometimes that's it. If they just have, sometimes people do multiple cities, which happens. Like there's someone who's doing it in New Haven now, and she just did Boston, and she's going to do Providence and New Haven, and
Yeah.
she just likes doing them.
Yeah.
So what's the level of production for the movies the films that win? Is it?
What do you mean?
I mean, from
7.
from an iPhone,
question.
being filmed on an iPhone to being having professional lights and sound and cameras rolling
if
on
you're
dollies.
gonna like be one of the like really good films in contention, you're probably gonna have a lot of good equipment, and
Okay.
it's whatever equipment you get. It's all on the team.
I mean, even everybody leaves New Haven has like they use real cameras and they have like boom mics and like
really?
yeah,
Okay.
no, it's
So
like
this
a
is
whole,
not getting filmed on a cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you certainly can use a cell phone, but I would use that as your secondary or third camera if it was me and my team, and that would be the
I was just going to
B-roll.
use multiple cell phones.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly can, but I think if you see some of the stuff like you've seen at a
Yeah.
screening, then you'd be like, I can see maybe why I may not be
Yeah.
the winning film tonight.
Right. And that's
You
when
know.
you slink out the back. Yeah.
I mean, it could happen.
Or you just boo the good films. I don't really see
Right.
a reason I should leave,
Well, that's why, if you remember on the ballot, when you come to the screenings, there is an award for audience choice. And so you could stalk the audience, but you have to vote for 3 films. So usually I think it's a good film community where they are supportive of each other. So they're not going
Right.
to, they're going to, of course, vote for their own film, but then they're going to pick 2 good films.
Right.
That were really
I
good.
I picked ours and then the 2 worst films because I was like, I'm gonna weight this as
Yeah.
much as I can.
See,
Yeah.
most people don't do that.
Well-
And they're encouraged not to.
Yeah, most people weren't evil babies, but I'm ahead of the game. I'm not
There's
here
always
to
a few.
f around.
There is always a few.
So you're not allowed to participate, I assume.
I am not.
Okay.
Contractually, I cannot do it.
So can you participate in other do you participate in other ones?
I would like to, but I contractually cannot.
Oh, really?
So when
Have you ever?
No, I have never.
You've never?
No. When
You're
I
just
signed
like,
up,
the bride's always the bridesmaid, never the
Pretty
bride.
much.
You just stare on
Yeah.
like longingly.
I would like to. I mean,
Judging.
I have made productions in 48 hours, but not.
Okay, quit
but-
bragging. That's no. Go. That's
But
pretty amazing.
no, when I first started, in 2011 was the first year. The city producers could do it in other cities. So I was like, okay, well, this is my first year. Let me see how it goes, and then I'll do that next year. And then headquarters changed the rules.
Oh.
So
was
I
that
could,
your
I
one
could not-
chance?
That was
You
my
have to
one
live with that.
chance. Well, or now
Is
I
that
could
your
do it
deathbed
after I'm done.
Yeah.
Producing the whole thing.
Will
I
that
could
be
do
your
it.
deathbed regret, or do you have something better?
That is not going to be my deathbed regret.
Nice. All right.
Do
so
you have one yet?
What are your
No,
top?
no, I'd have to think about
What would you
that.
say
I
your
don't know.
top 5 regrets in life are so far?
That's a whole different conversation. That needs time to think about.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't gotten mine yet. Like it hasn't come
Your
yet.
regret? Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's regret is not sending me to fancy private school and letting me wither away in public school.
Wow. So his regret is you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he said that to my face a few times.
Yeah.
Not in so many words.
Yeah.
But it was in the eyes.
Yeah. My mom once told me that I didn't have an original thought in my head to my face.
Huh. Just to be mean to you or what?
I don't know. I don't remember the context.
Yeah.
But
But clearly you think about it a lot.
It's hard to imagine. I've been trying to write a joke about it, so I don't, not any more than 2 or 4 times a day, I would say. Yeah, I like to expose my trauma on this podcast a little bit at a time.
Yeah, for sure. This is
by episode 50.
Breadcrumbs.
Exactly.
bi-weekly therapy session, yeah.
I have real therapy. This is also bi-weekly now. It's actually down to monthly because I'm so mentally fit.
Wow. Yeah.
See?
All
Moving
right.
up in the world.
So how did you get involved in this?
I got involved because I used to do TV production in New York for like
Okay.
5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Worked at VH1 and the Rosie O'Donnell show,
Okay.
and then left.
So you're to blame for VH1.
I did real shows on music when I was there.
Okay. Wow, this was a long time ago.
Yes.
I have no idea what goes on with VH1. Do people still have cable? I have no idea.
They do.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I left. I left New York and I left TV production, and then 9/11 happened, and production really kind of tanked a little bit.
Yeah.
Never
And-
forgot.
Yeah. And so I came back to Connecticut.
Really?
And,
Hold on. Really? Just all right. I couldn't let it go.
Some people might have forgotten.
Right. Okay. All right. Please continue. Sorry.
segue, continuing. So I came back to Connecticut and had a kid.
Okay.
And
This is
there
a good time to
wasn't
pop one out.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And there wasn't a lot of production happening here unless you were in the news, which I didn't want to do, and
Yeah.
didn't really want to work for WWE either. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they got a thing.
a friend of mine did the 48 in Cleveland as an actor, and he was like, "You should do this. This is really good." And I was like, "Oh, there's none around here." But I signed up for the newsletter, and
That was his pitch. You should do this. This is really good.
yeah. And well, he knew I wanted to get back into production.
Actors, huh? They're just not
Oh,
scientists.
he wasn't really an actor. He just got
Okay.
chosen to act in a 48, which, as you know, sometimes happens.
As someone who's done it, I do know
Yeah.
the qualifications are not there.
And so I signed up on the website for the newsletter, and the first newsletter was like, "We're looking to expand in different cities." One of the places they listed was Hartford, Connecticut. So I contacted them, and I said,
Yep.
"That's a typo. It should say New Haven."
Cool.
Nice.
And I convinced
Smooth.
them that this is the arts capital of Connecticut and it should be
Nice.
here, and they
Yeah.
hired me.
Yeah,
Nice.
sabotaging Hartford.
I mean, it's not hard to do.
That's great.
They would have sabotaged themselves given the opportunity.
Well, and I mean, I have gotten in now, in the past 8 years, I've gotten one team from the Hartford area.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's not a lot going on. I would almost say New London is more artsy than Hartford. Like in
they
some
wanted
ways,
it. They also got interviewed, but I got the job.
Nice. Take that, New London.
Yeah. So is it a full-time gig that goes year-round?
Well, I mean, we only do it once a year, and our filming weekend is the last weekend in July. But do I do stuff about and around it all year? Yeah.
Okay.
It's like being Santa Claus. Like, yeah, most of the work is in December, but like you still got to check the list,
Yeah.
etc.
Packing boxes.
That's right.
That's right.
I assume he works at Amazon.
It's mostly drones now.
Yeah.
Right.
So you haven't done it. Have you like done any? I know you said you used to produce, television. Do you do any other production stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, at VH1, I did the Legend shows when that first started, and the
I don't know
100
what
Greatest.
that is. I'm sorry.
The Legend series.
Okay. See, I feel like you just repeated what you said more or
Yeah,
less.
Say
that's
it again.
It's,
The word is
Could you
legend.
give me a synopsis?
It's about a musical, like an hour documentary, kind of on a musical legend. So, like,
Okay.
you know, I did
like Hanson or something like that.
Yeah, they're more behind the music than a legend.
Hanson's
but-
behind the music?
Agree to disagree,
I
but
don't, think
okay.
I don't think they're a musical legend.
Did you see
yet.
them perform Bop at the Woodstock Fair? I feel like you would take that back.
What was
Well, see-
behind Hanson's music?
Probably an overbearing parent.
I was gonna say their parents. Yeah.
A production team of some kind.
But like, so I mean, legends. I did Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Not heard of them.
No.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah. Where's it? The Doors, where I got actually a lot of New Haven stuff in
One of my
there.
favorite organ-based rock bands, for sure.
There's not many of them.
No,
So,
well,
there you go.
but that's what makes it so easy to top the list. You know, such a
It's true.
key. It's key to pick a demo.
But I did those, and I did the 100 Greatest when they first started out. And then since I've been here, I've done some music videos, some commercials.
For like local places?
Music videos. I did one for a band from Ireland, but we shot it here.
Okay.
Commercials. I did a series of Walmart commercials
Okay.
here, and we use local moms
Okay.
to do that. I've produced with Gorman Bouchard, who is a Connecticut filmmaker. So some
Okay.
of his movies, which are more documentaries. He runs the NH Docs Film Festival.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've also produced films with Stephen Dest here in Connecticut. So did My Brother Jack, and hopefully Grace will be coming out pretty soon, but that has to get filmed first. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I
So they're
recognize
like
some
indie
of those.
features.
Yeah. All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's how you got it. So, all right. So,
And
are
then
you
some
hireable?
shorts and web series and
Okay.
stuff too. Yeah.
So we could hire you to produce something.
Yes.
You are for hire.
I am for hire.
How would
Cool.
someone find you?
On the magical internet.
Okay, just Google
can-
need
you
a
can-
producer, and I assume
We should hire her to do our 48-hour film project. That would be great.
Not against
do
the
you
rules
know
at all.
anybody or
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook,
yeah.
The internet, the whole thing.
Twitter, Instagram, everything. There's actually
And you are
there's
Trish
actually
Clark,
a yeah,
right?
Trish Clark, yeah.
Just to get that.
There's actually a from the state film office. There's a database of production people. I'm on that too.
You're on the
cool.
dark web?
Yeah.
Anytime I find anything mildly nefarious on the internet, my girlfriend's like, "Did you find this on the dark web?" I'm like, you do not know what the dark web is. Like, you just have no. You can just Google this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
this is right on.
You
the,
can Google
different
anything.
thing.
That's the
Right,
whole
it's right on
point.
the old regular web. Like, if you're not buying drugs or hiring a hitman, you don't need the dark web. Like, it's
Yeah.
just not. It's not necessary.
Just the regular web is fine.
Just think it's- so what made you? So you left, but you did you were in New York. You were
Mm-hmm.
working in production. What made you leave?
Well, when I was at Rosie, I didn't really like waking up at 6 a.m. and doing a daytime talk show.
Okay,
It's a little bit too early for me.
okay, but you
I
could.
mean,
have,
VH1, I didn't have to get into work till 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Rosie, it was like be there by 7 because the meeting starts
Yeah.
at 7.
What's she like?
I don't think you want me to answer that question.
Really?
No, she's lovely.
Yeah.
She's
why wouldn't I?
Is she
I'm
not
ready for
lovely? I don't know.
any
No, she's
answer. Yeah.
No, she's great. And I think she's a great actress. I think
Yeah.
she had people fooled for years. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm gay." It's like, "Oh, well."
yeah.
And that was fine.
Oh, she's gay.
Yeah.
I know very little about Rosie, actually. You could have just said anything right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
No,
it
I mean,
because
I
you
think
never
she's-
know with comic type actresses or hosts like that. Like there's a wide variety of types of people who are
Sure.
like that. You know.
Well, I mean, she ran a tight ship. I will say
Yeah.
that, and
Well,
the,
yeah,
and the
you have
ship
to,
ran
right?
really well
Yeah.
too for years. And then she was like, "Yeah, I'm done." Like she was very affected by, I think back then when I worked there, she was when Columbine happened, and that really affected her a
Okay.
lot. She loves kids and anything with kids. So I mean, she's very anti-gun and
Anti-killing
and-
kids.
She's
Pretty
very-
brave stance. Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That brings
she
you
was
back
ahead of
when
her
you
time
actually,
then.
people bat an eye at a school shooting, That was really a long time ago.
I do. I remember. Yeah, Columbine was wild. That
Yeah.
was. People were blaming Marilyn Manson. As a huge listener of Marilyn Manson, I'm like, whoa, that's not fair at all. It was
Well,
openly
they like
doom.
any scapegoat, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to blame something. It can't be a nuanced, complex issue. No room for that.
I blame myself.
Wow. I don't know. It's easier.
It's one way to go.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, but you could have maybe gotten a job at a different TV show, right? Like, or you were just like, this isn't for me, or like, I just want to.
Well, I mean,
go
at
back
that point,
home?
I went back to school to work on a master's degree, but
Okay.
then had a kid instead. So
Nice. The American anti-dream.
yeah.
Cool.
And then
All
I
right.
could have gone back to New York too, but it's kind of a rough commute from New Haven,
Yeah.
and I wasn't gonna move with the baby.
Yeah.
So
Right.
And you're from
as
here.
you'll get to know. Yeah, I'm from here. I'm born and raised in New Haven, so
All right. Yeah, we haven't discussed that. So you are from New Haven.
I am from New Haven.
Okay.
That's probably a large piece of the puzzle, I would imagine, being from New Haven.
Yeah. But you already had a job in New York. Yeah. All right. Cool. So
Yeah,
born
well,
and
I mean,
raised?
I actually, when I went to college, I had an internship at VH1, so that's why when I moved to New York, they hired me right back.
Nice.
They called me the super PA.
You do seem very competent, I'll say. Like, you give off a very, like, I know you can't see your listeners, but she gives off a very competent vibe. Like, if she told me she could do something, I'd be like, yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm afraid to
Yeah.
question her authority.
I feel like you could manage us right now. You could probably make us do anything. Yeah.
Please don't.
I
Yeah.
probably could.
Yes, please don't.
Kevin's probably just nodding yes.
I had this girlfriend who had served in the armed forces, and my friends joked like, "Oh, she could probably beat you up," and I was like, "Any girlfriend of mine could beat me up, given the thought or opportunity. It's just that they
She
don't
may,
try."
though.
Right? She might. Yeah. The idea might enter her brain and therefore
Yeah.
become more. Yeah. So sometimes people don't know that they can manage you if you don't tell them, so that helps. I find.
Some people like to be managed.
So what did? Anyway, I mean, like, I can see where we're going with this, and like, I kind of want to, but also like, maybe we just leave that for something else. That'll be like a part 2.
Yeah, after dark.
That's right. You have to like sign up for a Patreon to get
Yeah.
the sexy after show. Kevin, you write this down. We got some business model ideas. All right. So, what advice would you give people who want to get into the industry? Into film, TV.
Well, I think it's a very different way to get in than when I got in.
Okay.
So, when I got in, it was, I went to school for it, and the internship was, clearly guided to somewhere where we wanted to be. Like, I always wanted to work at MTV.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, they're not filming anything right now. Shocking. So that's how I got at VH1.
Yeah.
And which
So
was
we had a
great. I
reality
loved
show?
it. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, the reality shows, which clearly MTV is to blame for.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
crap
Real
that
World
we're in
ruined
now.
everything.
The Real World is where it all started.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
Although when Mark Burnett asked me to make commercials or something in Connecticut, I gladly take that money.
Yeah,
and we'll do
sure.
that. So
I don't know who that is, but yeah.
he's
He made all those shows. Survivor.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I still have not seen an episode of Survivor.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's pretty good.
Never. Yeah, I miss a lot of the.
You're not missing a lot.
Yeah, TV. Yeah, reality TV. I just never got into. I saw the first couple of seasons of Real World. 'Cause everybody was watching it, and I was just like, yeah, this is.
Well, that's when
These
it was
people are
good.
mean.
Then you
Yeah.
after the first couple seasons, then everything got kind of like scripted.
They were
Like,
mean to
because
that
reality
gay guy.
TV is
Yeah.
not reality, and the people that think it's reality are really off base.
I can't
Man,
even.
that first season was real as shit. One of those guys got AIDS, man. That was really
Well, he
real.
had it before he was on the show, and that
Still,
was
that's
season,
pretty
and that
real.
wasn't season 1. Pedro was
Was-
not season 1.
This is
Really?
2?
Yeah, Pedro was season 2.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody
with,
thinks 2 is
with
1.
Puck as well. That was season 2.
Puck
Were they on together?
and Pedro.
I think
Yes,
it's 2.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's 2.
Wow.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in to the Real World Podcast. This is where we cover what happened in each season. This week is season 2 because it's the only good season. So,
Yeah. That's the only one I remember.
I like season 1 too, but
so you don't. So
or
you know-
season 1 as well too.
So basically, the skills that you acquired getting into the industry no longer help. So you basically.
Well, no. So I mean, like, I went to school for it, and then that was how it's like. You went for a job, you got in, you interned, you got hired, because
Yep.
if you did a good job, then you got hired back, because it's kind of the world of freelance. So if you do a bad job, you're not going to be asked back.
Okay, so now you just start a TikTok stream, and then you are running a production company, or
Well, I mean, nowadays it's almost easier to do that
yeah,
because, the internet.
yeah. You
Anyone
just,
could do what they want.
You can just
and,
take this to Twitch.
Well, but it's like, now there are people that don't go to school because they want to learn by doing.
Yeah,
So they could do that. And, you can make something and put it on any medium that you want.
mm-hmm.
So when you
Yeah.
get like when you're on Rosie, if they say we don't want you to work on Rosie anymore, it's not like ABC or wherever it was aired says, "Oh, we'll put you on another show," you're just like, "That's it. You're out of there.
well,
You
that's-
got to get a
you
job
just-
on
you
some
just-
other program."
Yeah, you looked for another job. Like I actually went from VH1 to Rosie, but like it was because my friend was leaving and he was like, "Oh, so my job's open. Come take it." And I interviewed and they're like, "Yeah, come fill that spot." So a lot of it is like it's still who you
Just so
know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that's
Like anything.
I think that's never going to change.
Yeah.
You know.
Networking.
Step 1, know a producer.
Yeah, that's big.
So if you don't know
It
one,
is.
I know one. She's sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, and that's like I get calls when people are doing productions and they're looking up for looking to cast and crew up. Like they know I know people, and especially like through the 48, I know people and who has equipment and who does this part time, who does it full time,
yeah.
who might be able to like because some people do it full time, and they're just like, oh well, I'm free that day, okay, because they're freelancers. So
All right. So you are from New Haven. Mm-hmm. You grew up, born and raised.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. You were in New York for a little bit.
For school and for work for a few years.
Okay.
Yep.
But now you're back in New Haven. You're making
Back
it
in New
happen.
Haven.
What is your full time gig?
My full time gig, what I call the day job,
The day job
is working for the city of New Haven
Oh,
in
all
the
right.
Human
Really?
Resources Office.
Oh, interesting. I would not have pegged you as an HR.
No, curveball.
It is a curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was friends with the director at the time, and they needed help planning tests, and that involved a lot of people from different places and hotel rooms and events. And she's like, "You can plan events." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
She's like, "It's the same thing." I'm like, "Well,
Nice.
part of it is the
Okay.
same."
So we can't talk shit about the city.
No, I wouldn't.
All right, you wouldn't. I can. Yeah, I don't work with the city. What are they gonna do?
No,
Come at me. I work for Yale.
I have no ties to anyone.
Probably so. Yeah.
You're like, I am good.
I mean, I'm a software developer. I could get fired. It's whatever. I'll probably find a new job.
Yeah, you probably land somewhere great.
that's fine.
Just giving out jobs.
Just it's hard to. Yeah, I honestly get so many phone calls. It's comical. Like the economy needs so many software developers.
Yeah.
Like even like bigger companies, like Apple, like email me and I'm like, I'm not Apple quality, guys. You should know that. Like I don't know what my resume says, but you're way off base here.
But that has to make you feel good that like people like want you.
Yeah, it does. I do like. All right, sorry. It's great, you know. But it's funny because like actually like I don't know. I do love software development, but comedy is in many ways the first thing I've done in my life where I like love putting in the work. Where I love it enough where I'm like, yeah, I'll drive to this shitty town to do 5 minutes because it's just like that 5 minutes is so glorious or shitty, but it's like it's so real to me that it's just like I'm chasing that dragon now. So it's pretty fun.
You won't drive to an empty bar in Middletown to write some code?
It just seems so
not
unnecessary.
sustainable.
Yeah, it's like find an empty bar here to do it. I probably can actually. Bars are full of humans.
Do you miss Joker's Wild?
I do miss Joker's Wild. I have heard rumors that Fairfield Comedy Club is looking to set up something like that in New Haven. So like what they do is they have a spot that they put like in the lobby of a hotel basically, and they turn into a comedy club on Friday and Saturday nights. And
I
so
have the one that Beecher runs.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay, so I think
I'm friends
that-
with Beecher.
I've
He does
heard-
48s too.
Okay, nice. Yeah, he does acting. Like
Yeah.
I've seen him. I saw him on whatever that Boz Lerman show was on Netflix about the birth of hip hop. I forget.
Yes. That was a good show.
It was a good show. It got canceled after 2 seasons. It cost like $1 bajillion to make. Anyway, he was in it for a hot second.
Yeah.
So
well, he stands out in a crowd.
he really, really does. Yeah, and even more so now that he dyed his hair.
Yes.
But yeah, I heard they were looking for a place in New Haven. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, I would love if there was something more consistent here.
So would they actually take it over and run it full time, or would it be just like a pop up?
It'd be the same. So like, right, they would probably find like a spot, like a hotel, like banquet area.
Oh, so
and
nothing to do
then-
with Joker's Wild.
No.
Okay.
No. They would do like a Friday, Saturday night, I think thing. That would be
Yep.
great though.
Yeah,
that would be
cool.
You know, that would be just if I had nothing to do, I'd absolutely go hang there.
Yeah, it's either that or start a film project. You know, when you got nothing to do on a Friday night. So
It's true. You can sign up even on the day of kickoff at July 26th and just make a film that weekend.
really, wow, just bring our cell phones and make the film right then.
That's right.
You can.
So is it all nonfiction stuff, or is it?
Well, each
Or
year.
sorry, is it all fiction? It sounds like
we
it's-
thought
It's
it was
all
all
fiction.
documentaries.
It's headquarters comes up with a certain amount of genres each year, and they change it. So, well, they don't change all of them, but so you have to get one of those genres. Documentary has never been one of the options.
Like a fake
I don't think it
documentary?
would be. Mockumentary is one of them,
Absolutely.
and I get very excited when they bring that back.
Yeah,
It's
that's
actually
great.
back this year. That's
Oh,
one of my
nice.
favorites.
Yeah, that is a great one. So rife for creativity for a small team, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because usually, like, if the teams have questions over the weekend, they call the 48-hour hotline, which is my cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm holding
So
it
that's
up.
a
No
great
one
way
can
to
see
get
it.
your number.
Yeah, just do the 48, you get my number.
Damn.
And so
That pays for itself, the registration.
the first question last year was from a team that picked comedy,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Can we do a mockumentary?" I said, "Not only can you should, because I love them, and that would give you bonus points."
Nice.
It's like, I'm not a judge, so it's
You're
like
not
no
a judge.
bonus points
that
at
was
all.
literally my next question. Who are the judges?
Well, I get different judges every year, so
Okay.
I'm still in the process of lining them up for this year.
Now, can we be judges? Or
Well, you could, but what's your industry connection in film that would make you appropriate to be a judge?
boy. Well, I've seen The Crow like 13 times, I would say.
Well, that's lovely.
That should disqualify you.
But yeah, they were making another one.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, like I've had friends that I've worked with that have been judges, and I just try
So they're
not to get
people
the
in the
same.
industry.
They're people in the industry. I try
Yeah.
not to get the same ones every year. I've had Paul Marcarelli, who most people know as the Verizon now Sprint guy.
oh yeah, I heard he's
who-
like from Connecticut, right?
He is from Connecticut,
Yeah.
and he does make movies.
Okay.
So he's
He's a guy who's done it.
he's a great guy. And
He's a
he's
great
been
guy.
Is
he's
he a
great
guy
yeah.
in the commercials or what?
Not
He's
an
the guy
evil
in the
baby.
commercial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had my friend Josh Butler, who is a director who's directed a lot of Vampire Diaries and The Magicians lately, has been the latest show he's been working on a lot. And I've had people from other film festivals. So I try to like mix it up. I don't like to have the same people every year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am not a judge. So
Okay.
people can kiss up to me all they want. It doesn't help them though.
So you telling them to make a mockumentary was not helpful at all, really. You
No,
just
it was
steered
totally just to make me happy.
them. Nice. Well, that's good.
And I have to watch all the films, so.
Now I'm starting to wonder how much this phone number's really worth. You know?
Yeah. Sabotage number.
Steered wrong.
Well, it was. I don't know if you saw any of the films last year. It was it actually won the best shot in New Haven, and it was one of the best
Oh,
films.
nice.
So it was very funny because it was a mockumentary on if all of a sudden you lived in New Haven and the pizza was gone.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
It was very funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty horrifying thought. Don't know what that would be. Gonna try not to think about it. Let's see. Oh, and just so everybody knows, on Trinity Watch, they are shooting to be open on June 1st for the Champions League final, Liverpool-Tottenham. So I was in there today.
Nice.
It's looking decent-ish. I offered any IT help they needed, which, there's not a lot of IT support needed in a bar, but...
Well, you wanna
they have
make
like a
sure all their
POS
tech's
system.
running.
Right,
Yeah.
they got their POS, so we'll see. I might need to help out there. But yeah, hopefully soon. It's looking good. It's going to come back.
That would be great.
For realsies. It's
All right.
really happening.
I know every time it's like 1 month later,
Yeah.
1 month later. So.
I mean, they have somebody coming in to inspect on like Monday, so
Oh,
they're
great.
like pretty close.
Pretty
I
close.
mean, however long they are, I can't imagine. It's like definitely not more than like 2 months away. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
great.
it's definitely in the next like 60-ish days. It's just a matter of like how close. So it looks pretty good.
Sweet.
So I'm pretty excited about that. So I think we're about 45 minutes. I kind of stopped. I didn't pay attention, but I think that sounds about right. So I think we're gonna play some games now. Is that right, Kev? 45-ish? Is that ish? All right, cool. It's good enough. So let's play some
Ish.
games. How about
Okay.
I did email these to you so we would know what we were talking about. So the first one we're gonna play is called One Thing because I still haven't thought of a good name for it, but we'll get to it. Put it in the pile. And it's basically what it is like, what is one thing from another city you would like to see in New Haven?
For the 48.
Go for
No,
anything.
for anything.
Yeah, for anything. I don't know, for anything. Because you're a New Haven resident, right?
I'm a New
Like,
Haven
you're-
resident.
Like you're, you have a vested interest. Do you own a home here?
I do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So people have done like the High Line. They've done what's other stuff?
Like there's like these swings, like there's like a promenade type situation in Columbus where it's like right on the river and they have like these porch swing type things.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about
trolley.
like shutting down like
We
this
used to have
street for
trolley.
pedestrian. You know what I mean? So
Burlington kind of thing.
yeah, something like that. Really, I kind of screwed you on this one because you thought it was 40-hour film project related.
I did. So,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I mean, I know they've always talked about it, but it's, the Baltimore has the harbor, which would be good here, and they keep saying they'll have something like that, but I don't know. Has it
so like
ever
Long
come
Wharf
to fruition?
situation?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
hasn't ever
The
come to
development.
fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
mean,
put
yeah.
a variety of malls on Long Wharf. That's
Yeah,
the
I don't like. It's
That's
always
West
something
Haven's
different.
plan.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
heard that fell apart actually.
The Haven, yeah,
Yeah,
seems seemingly
Yeah.
is not happening. Nice.
Well, I mean, as someone who is born and raised here, I was very sad when the Coliseum got imploded.
Yep.
I went to all the Nighthawk games. I had season tickets. I had about 15 players live in my house with us growing up. So
Okay,
I
that
mean,
seems inappropriate, but all right.
it's a big double family house, But we've never been able to support a professional team.
Yeah, we had the Elm City Express for a hot second.
We have everything for a hot second. I mean, the Nighthawks did the most. We're here the longest, I think.
Okay.
The Blades
That was
and the
before
Nighthawks,
my
whatever.
time. Yeah.
But
How long were they here for?
Hmm?
How long were they here for? Does anybody remember?
Well, I mean, they changed the name from several years, but I mean, decades.
Decades.
They were
Yeah,
here for
yeah.
decades, yeah.
Okay.
But the Nighthawks, I think, had the longest run. But I would like to see that. I don't know if that's ever going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see, like, for the 48
Mm-hmm.
purposes and my own personal purposes.
Yep.
I love the Bijou Theater in Bridgeport, and I would love to
Oh,
pick
yeah.
it up and drop it in New Haven.
Mm.
Because I feel it's the right size. It's
Yep.
the right layout. Like,
Yeah.
have you done comedy there?
I have not. No.
Have you been there?
I have not. No.
It's pretty sweet.
Seen
So
many
it's
pictures. Yeah.
it's first of all, it's the oldest theater in the country.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
so that's a
So
nice.
they probably won't let you move it. Is my guess.
No,
Yeah.
they will not.
Dilapidated.
I don't know
piece
how
of crap.
historical
Yeah,
landmarks
like
work.
that
but-
doesn't like pick up and move, but it's got it's got a stage, so they could do comedy.
Is it like
They-
Wall Street Theater in Norwalk? Is it like that size? Have you been there?
I have not been there.
Okay. Yeah.
I have seen it, but it might
Yeah.
be about the same size.
Okay.
They can pull down a screen. That's how I do the screenings.
Yep.
But they could do like small stage productions. They could have music. They could have comedy, which they have all of that.
Yeah.
But it's about 75 seats, like on the incline in the middle, and then cabaret tables all around, and then some balcony seats and a full bar.
Okay.
I'm like, this has everything I want in a
Nice.
venue, and it's like like 250, so it's a nice size,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's a tough. Yeah, that'd be like we couldn't build.
but it would also
now.
have parking, and see that's another
Oh.
downtown New Haven
Yeah.
fault.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not really a fault in the sense of like I don't want it there to just be constant parking lots, right? But
No, I want to have a venue that has its own parking lot, so you could just go and know that you will have parking. When you
Yeah,
get
it does
there.
help.
and
You
it's
don't
like
want
and
any
it's attached and
spillover.
free.
You want to park there, go nowhere else.
That's right. Yeah, ideally, don't even look at another business in New Haven while
No.
you're here. You know?
Don't get dinner.
happens.
Go to the theater. Go home.
That's right. Use the highways, preferably the tollless highways for now.
That's
okay.
just for now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
That's coming.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't
See,
this-
you haven't been in New Haven. You haven't been in Connecticut,
I've been in
very
Connecticut my
long.
whole life. No, I've been in Connecticut my whole life. Just not in New Haven. Yeah. No, I've seen.
so you remember the tolls.
I wasn't around for the tolls. That was
Okay.
like they were like gone in like 79 or something. Like
Clearly, I'm older than you guys.
yeah, clearly. Yeah. I was like,
I'm like, I remember the tolls.
I was born in 1980, so that's I was just missed.
Yeah, I
up.
don't remember the tolls.
Yeah, a little before
They
my time.
they were here before.
They were, but then somebody drove into one, and it was a huge
Yeah, that happened a
terrible
lot.
thing. So
I couldn't. I'm sure that was not
Never
just
forget.
here. But I mean, I'm sure now
Well,
they
with
just do
circus
the
fire.
they
I
just
swear
do
to
the
God, if you make one more 9/11 joke.
now they'll just do the overhead ones, I guess, right?
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
image. Yeah. That's all. I don't believe in the legislative abilities of Connecticut politicians currently. I just think there's a lot. Like, I don't
Are you
know.
saying you believe in any politicians? Because
Yeah, I don't
then
know.
I'd be skeptical of you.
Yeah, I guess not. But I'm
I'm
just these are the ones
becoming-
I'm most familiar with.
I'm becoming more and more disinterested in just hearing the word tolls. I wish they would just do it or not do it.
Yeah. Well,
and
there's
be
a
done
very
with it.
concerted complaint campaign out there, so that's
Yeah.
just annoying. I'm like, all right, yeah, I get it, but also gotta fix the roads, people. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
So stop driving everywhere. All right, so that was pretty good. So Bijou Theater, great answer. I mean, I've said
Well, something like that.
I think it's fine.
I'd like to see a music festival come to town.
Okay,
Just like a small one.
a small one.
Yeah.
There are there's the Elm City Folk Festival, and there's Arts and Ideas. I guess they're not neither.
Yeah, more targeted, I don't know, just have something
You just want, what was that? Gathering of the Vibes? You just want Gathering of the Vibes in
Yeah, I want that back. Yeah.
Well, that was never here.
No, it was in
Yeah,
Bridgeport,
it was
but
Bridgeport,
yeah,
yeah.
something to that.
Well, I'd love to see the street
that
festival
big.
come back, but
What was the street festival?
the street festival when it first started, the first years when it was really, really fantastic. When
I don't know.
That's
What
when
was it? I don't know
that
about
was
the street
when
festival.
the tennis tournament, when it first started.
Mm-hmm.
So the street festival blocked off 3 to 5 blocks on Chapel Street and had all different booths of different, food vendors and, tchotchke vendors, whatever. 3 stages, so different music, and it was on for the whole time of at that point, Pilot Pen Festival.
Nice.
Nice.
So
so-
Chapel by the tennis stadium, or up
No, up here.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
right
Oh,
up
okay.
here.
Nice.
Yeah, so it started maybe at college, and and went down for 3 or 4 blocks.
That
and
sounds awesome.
It was fantastic,
Yeah.
and it was great because you could go, and if you didn't like what was at one stage, just stroll down the street, and so every stage had a different musician playing
Nice.
every night.
And if you didn't like any of them, you could just go home.
That's right.
That's me. That's
or
I'm
go to
already
some other bar or
I am
whatever.
that guy. Yeah, I was like, ugh, 5 singer-songwriters. I'm out of here. This is
Well, that's
terrible.
when it first started. They had different music at the different stages, so
Yeah.
you really could. And then as I say, when it started, it was good. And then,
Yeah.
as the years came out, they're like, oh well, now we'll have country night, and now we'll have hip hop night. It's like, no, then you're
Yeah, it
not
defeats the
experiencing
whole
everything.
purpose.
It
Yeah.
totally defeated the whole purpose, and it
Yeah.
kind of went
Yeah.
after that. Yeah.
I would like to
And
see
now there's no
a-
tennis, so it doesn't matter.
I would like to see a Quincy market style, indoor market, indoor flea
that'd be
market,
fun.
something like that. Just an indoor flea market, I think, would be fun. Something like that, or a food court. I feel like we were gonna get a food court and just didn't happen. Don't know what happened there. So, all right. So next game, and you said you didn't want to play this, but I don't really understand why. So I'm just gonna try to push the issue. Was mayor for a day, and so basically, it's just if I gave you $1 million to do whatever you want in New Haven. You don't need Alder approval or anything like that. What would you do with it?
I'd have a music festival.
You'd have a music festival?
What's your apprehension of playing the game?
No, because I work for the city already.
Why
so
don't you
I
wanna play our game?
Yeah, but it's not like you're being
work
like,
for the mayor.
Yeah, but it's not like you're gonna be like, I'm gonna take $1 million and take down Tony Harp. If you said that, I would say that's out of
that's
line.
not gonna happen.
Yeah,
No, I would not want that responsibility to be the mayor.
right. But it's more of a fun
What?
game, right? It's just
No.
for a day. You have $1 million.
And I could do whatever I want.
also not real.
exactly. It's also not real, right?
It's also not real. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Ooh, actually, I'm gonna stop you there. This is real, and it will happen.
I like the idea of a festival, but I mean,
Okay.
I like
I guess you
I
sort of
like
answered
bringing it all
Yeah.
together, kind of like a South by, like music, film, everything.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be fun.
Okay.
But I mean,
Right, so-
we do have. I think we have those things in little patches.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So you
just
think you could-
combining. There's so many
You
things
could
in
do
New
the budget
Haven.
better than the mayor. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying the whole everything.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. There's so many things that happen in New Haven, and they're very segregated.
Yeah. Siloed. Yeah.
Siloed. That's the better
Uh-huh.
word for it.
Yep.
Yeah. And and there's so many nonprofits, and it's like, well, 10 of them do the same thing. I think
Yeah.
people should just actually
Work together.
talk together and work together and come
Consolidate.
together and consolidate, and then a lot of things would be better budgetarily if that happened.
That's right. The,
Yeah.
United, the United Way should be folded into BetweenTwoRocks.com.
Definitely.
That's what I'm hearing.
Because hand in hand.
Hand in
That's
hand. That's right. I do charity work basically for the city with my jokes. So the final game that we play is Fuck, Marry, Kill. But
And you had to explain this to me.
I did have to explain it because it does. Yeah, it is a little confusing because we don't really provide the prompts that you do in the normal game,
Right.
But it's also not about people because that would be rude. We're not rude people.
That's
I guess
that's
we
what
are.
Andy Cohen does.
What's that?
He does it about people.
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's fine. You can want to fuck people. It's fine. I don't know. It's not that kind of a podcast. So,
Well, we had to. Well, I'll let you still keep going.
Okay, so basically, this one is going to go about film genres. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so you asked a question about like what is. So Mary would obviously be the film genre you love the most. Like if you know what I mean, you had to marry a film genre, which because this is reality, you do. And then there's kill, so like the genre you're like whatever, I could never see it again. And then fuck is basically just like what it's like either like a guilty pleasure or just one that you like, but you wouldn't necessarily want to like watch every day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So
see, and it's I feel like you even explained that differently than you did it. Than you explained it when we were messaging earlier.
Yeah, well,
yeah. You're just trying to screw with me.
No, it's just I just don't know what I'm doing. Is the truth?
Right.
Yeah, like there's no the authority is my brain, which is inconsistently working. So I don't.
It's working overtime.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. I program all day, then I'm like, all right, how do we fuck, marry, kill a pizza? And it's just there are different skills that it doesn't always work. So
so I wrote down what all the 48 genres were for this year, like, and was kind of like looking at it in that context.
Sure,
of like,
I think that's fine.
Which is also kind of notoriously when people pull out their genres, they are always like, they get Western. They're like, ugh, like because they are like, how the hell are we going to do a Western?
Yeah. Just buy a cowboy hat. Done. Mm-hmm.
We had a Western win one year.
Yeah.
No cowboy hats.
Oh.
But there was a tumbleweed.
Okay, well.
Seems harder.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. I guess your prop store is different than mine, but
you do what you got to do.
So let's start with Mary, I guess.
Well,
no, Colin gave me a look like I'm insane. Do you want to start with fuck? Is that what it is?
No,
I think you should end with fuck.
End with that's what I think. End with fuck.
I like how we just jump around randomly.
Okay. Yeah. It's very incongruent when you're listening to it. So yeah, I guess you like that. Okay, so let's start with Mary.
Well, in terms of the 48 genres that you get to choose from, I already mentioned that my favorite genre that we have when we have it is mockumentary.
Okay.
Because I just think it's so much fun if it's done well.
Yep.
And when New Haven has done mockumentaries, it has done very well. We actually had one win one year with a mockumentary.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So I think you can't go wrong with that one. It's so much fun.
I'm going to say fuck a... I gotta say them as they come to me.
Yeah, right.
Any like Netflix, series about some true crime thing.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. Just some well-known case that I don't know about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will marry, like hard sci-fi, like heady sci-fi. You know, like you're
really a nerd, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like your Ex Machinas, your Annihilations. Your Sunshines, you can throw a little horror in there, but I love sci-fi that I'm like, when it's over, I feel unsettled, and I'm just like, am I in a simulation? I don't know. I should smoke less weed anyway. So that would be my Mary for sure. Those are my faves. So
I'm just gonna say all TV things because I don't really watch many films.
Because you're not doing film genres at all.
No, I don't really watch many films. So, but a genre is a genre. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Anything that's just like real turn your brain off comedy.
Okay. I just want to be clear that I did give you this question ahead of time. It's not as if I
didn't think about it ahead of time.
Yeah,
I read it.
I just want to be clear. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
You knew this.
Yeah.
Coming in.
No, I like being fresh when I walk in.
Okay.
What's your name, Trish? Yeah. Anything that's just real
brain
comedy,
off comedy.
Brain off comedy.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so you don't want that.
No, that's what I marry.
Mary.
Oh, okay.
All right,
sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Sit down, eat some ice cream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would probably kill, I guess rom-coms, Always like Nicholas Sparks, tragic romance. You know what I mean? Just like
rom-coms and Nicholas Sparks are not the same thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. All right. So sad things where people just die, where it's just like an emotional
you're just
manipulation.
Like crying at
and I'm
the
just
end.
like, why are you like? You're just making me. Like, you introduced me this character just to kill him to make me sad. Like, it just feels like such emotional manipulation that I just don't know.
I'm gonna kill sad things that everybody says are sad. That I think I'm not sad. Like that movie Manchester by the Sea. I was like.
What? Oh, you're
sad.
A sociopath.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't do it for me. Didn't do it for me.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's interesting. I thought it was very sad. I was impressed.
Nothing. Yeah.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see. Yeah, it's pretty tragic. Although, what's his
It was
face?
tragic, but it's
What's
just
his face
overt
is
tragic.
the worst.
I don't know.
Casey.
Casey Affleck.
That was part of it
hurts
too.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that when I saw the movie, so that helps.
Oh, I didn't know that in real life.
yeah, he like abuses.
I just find him personally
ladies,
annoying.
I think is what I heard.
He's
So he's on the shit list now.
Yeah.
That's right. You're off my list, Casey. Don't even try coming onto my blog or podcast.
No friend of the show.
That's right.
oh boy.
So
So we're on Kill.
Kill. We're on Kill.
I am.
Colin's done.
I did them all.
That's true. That's
He left us.
I am not a fan of horror in any way, shape, or form.
Interesting.
I do
Yeah.
not like scary movies.
Yeah.
Thriller, suspense I can take, but horror I
Just
do
straight
not
horror.
like.
Yeah.
Because they scare you?
Yes, that's. I had this conversation with my daughter this week. She's like, "Why don't you watch horror films?" I'm like, "Because they scare me." She's like,
Yeah.
"You're supposed to." I'm like, "I don't want to be scared."
Right.
That's why I don't.
That's
watch
pretty
them.
logical. Yeah.
She's
pretty
like,
easy to
"Can't we
follow."
watch, Halloween or Friday the 13th?" I'm like, "You may watch whatever you would like. I do not need to sit."
I
in
used
That's
to
good. That's
be-
good letting her watch it by herself because then it's scarier.
Sure.
I once I once left my friend who was on mushrooms in my apartment alone watching The Ring.
Oh, yikes. It's bad
Your
just watching
friend?
TV on mushrooms anyway.
In my defense, he is also a huge asshole. So, like, I mean, I don't feel that bad about what I did.
Wow, nice.
In retrospect, not the best move. I don't remember exactly why I had to run, but I did not leave him in a good place. And I
Are
apologize.
you still friends?
Not really. We
Oh,
sort of.
there you
I
go.
mean, we live
You're
on
a-
opposite parts of the state. We would be friendly, but
This trip where you were sitting in a dark room watching a movie sounds terrible anyway. I would also want to leave that room.
I came home and every light in my house was turned on.
I would imagine.
And every electronics was unplugged. It's like, all right, except for the lights. All right. My fuck with would actually be like comedy horror. So like your Shaun of the Dead or even like Cabin in the Woods, where it's almost like that meta horror, So it's like I do like it to be scary, but also I love the like just a tiny bit of comedy to like break that tension and just give me a second to breathe,
What about Get Out? Did you see that one?
I did see Get Out. Yeah, Get Out was like not super funny though. It was just more like tense. Like it was good. But
Yeah.
it was also
They
like,
did have a
social-
couple one lines
Sure,
that
it
would
was a
break it
social
up
commentary.
though.
Yeah, that is true.
Like-
yeah,
Like there is. I mean, I don't want to.
Not in the whole
But
second
there were a
half.
couple like
Yeah,
just
turn this
really
off if you
well
haven't seen
timed. Yeah, a
Get
well
Out.
timed line that just like broke. And there was tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end for sure.
You didn't ask me.
Oh, sorry. Fuck. What would you fuck?
Well, so
I answered all mine at the same time.
you did answer
Yeah,
all yours.
very quick.
So I again went back to the 48 genres and put that I would fuck romance.
Okay.
And because no one ever does that well.
Okay.
No one can
No one ever.
in 48 years,
Oh, okay.
has
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
done that well. I think
Interesting. Yeah.
people might think it's easy to do, and
Yeah.
I think it's hard to make those types of films well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it takes time to build the emotional connection.
Yeah, and you're not doing it well in 4 to 7 minutes.
Is
Right.
anybody
So
ever
damn sure,
too
yeah.
salacious with the romance category? Like it's just 4 to 7 minutes
No,
of
like-
hardcore porn?
People don't like it. Like
Yeah,
they
they
will
don't even
trade
pick
it
it.
in,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
or like they
Just
like
won't even mess with it.
they don't mess with it.
Yeah.
It's really a hard one to do, which makes me also think that if you can do it, you've probably got a lock.
Mm-hmm.
But in New
Yeah.
Haven, no one's ever really done it
Yeah.
yet.
All right, so sign up for the 48-hour film project for your romance.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be it. This is it. So yeah, brings us to the end. I'm pretty sure. And so yeah, we usually do plugs. I mean, Colin doesn't usually have anything to plug. What about you, Trish? 48-hour film project. Anything else?
48-hour film project. I am friends with NH Docs, and that's coming up in June.
Okay.
So you can go see some stuff there. There's some great films.
Yep.
And there's a little filmmaker named Michael Moore will be screening a lot of his films and doing Q&As. So
Sounds.
highly
I've not heard of
recommend-
him. No.
highly
yeah.
recommend going
Yeah.
to see that.
Okay.
If you don't like documentaries, not for you.
Okay. Fair.
But some good stuff.
Okay.
And
Just Google Trish Clark, and you should be well on your way.
you can find a lot of stuff when you do that.
I'm hosting a comedy show this Saturday at the Art Plus Studio in downtown New Haven. So if you want to come to that, it's $10, but it does include wine and snacks. So come hang out. I got a bunch of comics from Connecticut and Massachusetts. We're going to have a good time.
Last time I went there, our friend Rich showed up very wasted, and that was the best part of the whole show, I gotta say.
All right.
The comedy
Dan
was
Brown
terrific.
had a grab. Come
The
on.
comedy
He
was
good
terrific.
sets. Yeah. Yeah. It was
The
pretty
interaction
outrageous.
between him and the comics, though, really
Yeah.
made the whole thing.
Yeah. He was explaining the premises to us, which was hilarious. I was like, so the thing about commercials for hospitals, he's like, oh, I've seen a commercial for a hospital. I'm like, all right, yeah, we know, Rich. Like, Jesus. So yeah, come down Saturday night. It starts doors are at 9 p.m. So just come hang out if you want. Should be a good time. And thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you next time. And thank you so much, Trish, for coming.
No, thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
Trish. It was great.
Yeah, thanks, Colin, as always.
Yes, sir.
And congrats on your kid, I guess.
Thank you. Hopefully,
You
Trish's
guess?
daughter is watching him somewhere.
And
She is available to babysit.
All right, there we
Nice.
go.
She doesn't know how to change diapers yet,
Yeah,
though.
real connection.
She's learning tomorrow on my
Really
niece and nephew.
critical skill.
It should be in time. All right, so we will see you next time. Thank you so much.
Busy people and lots of yellies, Worcester hipsters and fed up townies. We have more than pizza in common, with 2 rocks for bookends. New Haven, New Haven, New Haven, between 2 rocks. Ba-da-da-da.